Hi everyone, this is Laura, Emily, and Michaela, and our topic is about the importance of play in the early primary grades. So this is a quote that we found in one of the articles. It's actually from the UN Conventions on the Rights of the Child, and it says that the right of the child to rest and leisure, to engage in play and recreational activities appropriate to the age of the child, and to participate freely in cultural life and the arts. So that is considered a right of the child internationally. And so we're going to discuss how play is beneficial for children, some problems that have arisen recently within schools that relate to play, some consequences, and how it can be fixed.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is the benefits of play. We already kind of talked about this in lots of our past classes that we had, but we're just going to sum it up right here. So play allows children to see their creativity while developing their imagination, dexterity, and physical, cognitive, and emotional strength. Play is also very important to a healthy brain development, and it is through play that a child at a very early age engages and interacts with the world around them. Play also allows children to create and explore a world they can master, conquer their fears while practicing adult roles, sometimes in conjunction with other children or other adult caregivers. As they master the world around them, play helps children develop new competencies that lead to enhanced confidence and resiliency they will need to face future challenges. And play is essential to the academic environment and ensures that the school setting attends to social and emotional development of children, as well as their cognitive development and academic skills. It has been shown to help children adjust to the school setting and even enhance the children's learning readiness, learning behaviors, and problem-solving skills. The next thing we're going to talk about is the societal changes that affect play. So these are just some things that have changed in society and in the environment that is affecting where and when the children are playing. So there are lots of homes with families with single parents or both parents work, and there are fewer multi-generational homes in which the grandparents and extended family members are there taking care of the children. Many parents have learned how to become increasingly efficient in balancing work and home schedules. They wish to make a more effective use of their limited time with their children and believe that facilitating their children to have every opportunity is the best use of time. So that one I kind of see as like when the parents work from 9 to 5, they come home, they have to make dinner, they sit down and they do the homework with the child, but maybe not necessarily after that. The child gets to go outside and play depending on where their community is. The college admissions process has become much more rigorous, and in recent years, largely because of the baby booming hitting college years now, parents receive the message that their child is not well prepared for college and does not have a well-balanced and high-achieving. They will not get the desired spot in higher education. So parents that went to college are seeing that their child needs to be prepared. So they start at age 5 preparing them and making sure that they are getting good grades and that they're being involved. The decrease in free play can also be explained by children being passively entertained through television, iPads, computer games, video games. We all know about that stuff. And in many communities, children don't get to play outside because the parents deem it unsafe. It might not be in a very good neighborhood, so their parents don't allow them to be outside maybe past a certain time.
So related to those societal changes is our first problem we're addressing, which is the decline in open-ended free play, which is resulting from an increase in adult-controlled activities, which decreases the time children have for unstructured, self-initiated free play. And some of the consequences we found were that between 1997 and 2003, time spent in organized sports has doubled, which again, if they're spending their time in organized sports, they're not playing freely, doing something they want to do, making up their own rules, stuff like that. And within the last 20 years, children have lost 8 hours of unstructured free play per week. So that's like a work shift for most people within a week. So like think about losing a full shift of work, how that would affect you. And then finally, children spend about 3 hours each week in passive leisure activities. So which used to be about 30 minutes, and that's not including watching television. So they're spending 3 hours doing things that are passive, that they have no control over, that's completely not TV, and they're not playing. The second problem is recess loss. So when they're in school, they're also not playing. A 2005 survey that we found from the National Center for Education Statistics said that 7% of first graders and 8% of third graders have never had recess. That means at all. That's not that they just lost recess for a day. That means that they never got to engage in it whatsoever. And then 15% of children in those grades had less than 15 minutes for recess. And a lot of this is because of No Child Left Behind. There's such a pushback on content and such a concern about test scores that they think taking away their free play time is going to improve that. So about 20% of schools cut recess time by about 50 minutes per week because of those concerns. And then within a different study with children between first grade and fifth grade, Roth and his colleagues found that 21% of children did not have recess on a randomly selected day. And this is affected too by race, socioeconomic status, and achievement. So Black children are far more likely to miss recess on any given day than white students. If children are poor, they are almost 50% chance of not engaging in recess compared to 17% of children above the poverty line. And children who are scoring below average on their standardized tests, about a fourth of them missed recess on that random day compared to 15% of children who scored above average on their tests. And this quote was from the article we used to find that information. It says that we found no research to support administrators' assumptions that test scores could be improved by keeping children in the classroom all day.
All right, so we've talked about how there is a decline in the amount of play that children are getting to experience. So how is that affecting the children? Some of these effects include mental, physical, social, emotional, and brain development. Children are affected in their physical development because there has been seen an underdeveloped vestibular and sensory systems due to restricted movement. This can be seen in children fidgeting and because they're trying to get movement to their brains. I just mixed up a little bit there. Children are fidgeting and they're trying to get their movement to their brains that's needed to function, and they are then reprimanded for being disrupted and not paying attention. So they're not getting that physical movement that they need. For mental health, there's a rise in psychopathology in young people. This has been linked to the decline in play and the sharp increase in mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, suicide, and feelings of hopelessness. Instances of suicide in children 15 and younger has quadrupled since the 1950s. And again, this has been linked to the decline in play. For the consequences of social and emotional development, children are becoming more narcissistic and less empathetic. And brain development. Because of the fact that there are severely limited play experiences, this is known as play deprivation, it might lead to synapse elimination or inhibited brain growth in young children. A quote from Bloomsburg, an article from Bloomsburg University states that recent research suggests that children should experience twice as much unstructured time as structured play experiences. So some solutions to this problem include creating free play time with the following characteristics. Free play time should include space, trust, time, and loose parts. Including space means what it says, having more space for children to play and be creative and be independent. Having trust is when the students are trusting with the adults in the environment, and the adults are less obvious in the environment because the students can then take more initiative and play freely. Time, children need time. We've talked about this before in other classes. We need time to play and start, participate, and conclude the play and have things to play with. So loose parts, it talks about junk items such as wooden planks, tires, and old hoses for children to play creatively and in a unique way. Research suggests that based on Hanscom's, the guy who did this, suggests that his suggestions are based on observations and conversations with administration in a New Zealand school, and great changes were seen in the classroom, and he suggests 40 minutes twice per day. A second solution to this problem would be to incorporate learning centers within the classroom. Learning centers can provide an opportunity for students to become hands-on with material related to different subjects. And this doesn't have to happen only in preschool classrooms. It can be incorporated into the early primary grades as well. And it provides an additional opportunity for standards to be met if that's a concern of the teachers. It provides an opportunity for these students in the primary grades to be engaged with the materials, and they're free to explore the materials in a way that resembles play. And
So our final quote says that at play, children learn the most important of life's lessons, the ones that cannot be taught in school. To learn these lessons well, children need lots of play, lots and lots of it. And that's how we're going to end our presentation. Just to remind you that children need a lot of play, even in the primary grades. So thanks, guys.